Hello everyone, welcome to Arrow and the first real video of the channel. Today we're going to discuss a question that's been on the wrestling community's mind as of recently, being, how does John Cena go out? While many think there's an obvious answer to that question, I argue that's much more convoluted than they believe. First, for those who aren't the most caught up with what's currently going on in the WWE, John Cena is set to retire at the upcoming Saturday night's main event, against an opponent that is being decided through a tournament. On top of that, Cena has one more match before that at Survivor Series War Games, where he defends the Intercontinental Championship against the superstar he won it from, Dominic Mysterio. Now that we have that settled, let's go over what seems to be the leading theory. For my consensus, it seems that most people believe John is going to lose both of his next matches. First, he'll lose his title to Dominic Mysterio, and then lose at Saturday night's main event against who is rumored to be the recently returned Gunther. This path forward makes a lot of sense since it's likely Cena only got the Intercontinental Championship to make himself a Grand Slam champion before he retired, something that he somehow missed his entire career up until recently. As for his final opponent, based upon the remaining contenders, Gunther is a solid choice since it seems that the WWE wants to keep him in the world title picture. Having accolades of both retiring Goldberg and now John Cena would allow for that to happen when it comes to storytelling. With my knowledge of pro wrestling storylines, I do believe this is a likely scenario since it aligns with how things have been done in the past. Almost every wrestler leaves on their back if they're retiring on their own terms. However, for Cena's retirement, I don't think the scenario is as likely as most people think. In fact, with how much attention to detail larger storylines have had as of recently, I'd say it's not even the most likely ending to John's wrestling career. For starters, I don't think Cena drops the belt to Dom in Survivor Series. I believe it's more likely, and makes more sense, for Cena to retain. Let's think about what's happening around this match. First, John has already beaten Dom, clean, even when Dom tried to win with underhanded tactics. If there's no Judgment Day interference in this match, it makes sense for Dom to lose again. Second, even if interference happens, WWE as of recently has been throwing Rey Mysterio into Dom's storyline, so he'll likely end up protecting John if any interference were to occur. This may also set up a match between Dom and his father for the AAA Mega Championship as a way for Rey to stand up for Lucha Libre. But that's a theory for another day. Third, even if numbers game comes into play, especially with the Americanos, there's still a good chance that backfires on Dom, since Finn Balor hasn't been too thrilled with Dom aligning himself with the Americanos, as well as doing things without discussing with the Judgment Day beforehand. Looking at it all like this, the odds are very in favor for John to retain, and I find it hard to see otherwise. For Cena's final match, on the other hand, things become iffier. Of all the remaining wrestlers in the bracket, it seems most likely that Gunther is going to be John's final opponent, so long as Edge doesn't return to fill in the Aspen spot. So I'm not going to really disagree with that one. Assuming I'm correct about John retaining, he'll likely defend his championship against Gunther as well, one less final challenge for him before leaving wrestling for good. Does Gunther defeat Cena though? I don't know. Well, WWE wrestlers almost never go out winning, and this is a guarantee when a championship is involved. Cena might just be an exception to that. Think about it. The main exception to the rule so far in the WWE is Undertaker, as he went out winning against AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36. So it does seem WWE does give the edge to the retiree if they had a decorated and loyal career, of which Cena has. However, like I said, no one has ever gone out on their own terms as a champion. In the WWE, that is. In AEW, Sting not only went out winning, but also as AEW Tag Team Champion alongside his tag partner Darby Allin. When it comes to major companies in this modern era, the precedent that a wrestler never goes out as a champion may no longer be the case given unique circumstances. For Sting's case, not only did AEW have a lot of respect for him, but his win also elevates Darby's career, which is likely the biggest reason why he went out winning with him. I believe Cena will also break this precedent in the WWE. While he won't necessarily be elevating a career out of this, I believe the circumstances surrounding this possible match between him and Gunther are ones that lead him to going out as champ. Gunther doesn't need to be Intercontinental Champion again, especially if WWE wants to keep him around the World Championship scene. Losing to Cena won't be bad for his career either, since one, they'll put on an amazing match, and two, it's John Cena, a legend, not some other superstar. Lastly, if WWE is paying attention to detail with the storyline, John Cena will complete what he set out to do when he was WWE Champion earlier this year, and that is go out as the last real champion. Although he won't be leaving with the WWE Championship, going out with the belt that made him a Grand Slam champion will do just fine. Obviously, Cena will probably relinquish the belt after the match is won, but if WWE is looking to create moments, having the greatest of all time win like this will sure give them one. And that's how I believe John Cena will retire. Am I being too optimistic? Did I miss something? Is there another outcome that is even more likely? Let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best to read and respond to every one of them. But until then, thank you all for watching. See you.